If you are someone that's interested in applying to medical school, it is in your best interest to apply early. I can't stress this fact enough. A lot of people don't believe it, but I'm telling you now, if the earlier you apply equates to the higher chance of you getting actually accepted, right? You want to apply as soon as the application cycle opens, and this is why, right? Say you're in medical school and you have 200 spots available, right? You want to send out invitations for people to come in and interview, and so you're not going to just send out 200, you're going to send out, let's say, 400. You send out 400 invitations to students to come interview at your school. Of those 400 students, say you like a quarter of them, so you like 100 students, right? You send out 100 acceptance letters to those students after they interview, and let's say in a perfect world, all 100 of those students accept the invitation. You now no longer have 200 spots available, you only have 100 spots available. Now, with 100 spots available, right, you're now going to do a second round of interviews. This second round of interviews, you're not going to send out 400 applications. No, that's too much. You're going to send out 200. So now you're sending out half as many invitations as you did the first round because you're trying to fill in less spots. And now of those 200 people that you like, let's say you accept maybe 50 of those students, and in a perfect world, all those 50 students accept the invitation. You now only have 50 spots available. Now with these 50 spots available, you are not going to send out 200 applications, you're going to send out maybe 100, and then vice versa again. Well, not vice versa, but whatever. You send out 25, they all 25 accept, now you only have 25 spots available. You see where I'm getting at? The point I'm trying to make is in the very beginning of the cycle, when you have so many spots available, the medical schools are just worried about filling up. So we're sending out a bunch of different invitations out for people to interview. We want to see all sorts of people. And of those 400, we're taking what we like, whatever we have left over, spots available, we're going to readjust and send out a smaller amount to accommodate how many spots we're trying to fill. And so essentially what I'm trying to say is the earlier you apply, you submit your application, the better chance you have, because we're sending that wide net out for applicants to come interview. And so you have a better chance of interviewing. And once you get that interview, it's up to you to kill it. You know, it's up to you to show your personality, your charisma, your charm, and show us why you belong in our medical school, right? This is very advantageous to those who might not have the highest GPA. Say your GPA is between 3.0 and 3.5, right? You have a better chance of getting an interview and succeeding when you get into that bigger net group, especially because at the end of the day, regardless of whether you apply in the very beginning or the end, there's still going to be people in your interview cycle that have 4.0 GPAs. It's inevitable, right? You can't stop that. At the end of the day, though, once you get the interview, it's no longer about your grades. The moment you get an interview, they already like your grades. They like you on paper. They just need to know they like you in person. They want to know that you embody the dreams and aspirations of that school, right? They want to be able to know that you can represent that school really well. So they just care about your personality and how you interact with them, how you talk to them, how you speak, and how you can embody their vision of healthcare moving forward. So the point I'm trying to make is you don't got to worry about competing with the 4.0 people in the very beginning. Don't worry about competing with the 4.0 people in the end. At the end of the day, once you're at the interview, you guys are on the same playing field. It's all about personality, right? And so with that being said, the hardest part is getting the interview. And so you're more likely to get the interview when you're in a bigger net, so AKA the very beginning. And you may think, okay, as a 4.0 student, maybe I should apply to the end, because if I apply at the end, it's less competition because it's less people I'm competing against. Not necessarily, because at the end of the day, even if you apply at the end with a 4.0, you're still going to compete with people with 3.0 GPAs, 3.2, 3.5, 3.6, etc. And those people, once they get invited, they're also going to have a level playing field with you as well. It's not that they say, oh, I only have 50 interview spots that I'm going to send invitations to, and I'm only going to interview 50 4.0 students. No, they're going to probably choose 10 to 15 4.0 students, and then another 10 to 15 3.4 to 3.8 or whatever, and then another 10 3.0 to etc. And maybe even sometimes lower than 3.0. So the point is, no matter where you fall in the cycle, the point is you want to get the interview. How do you get the interview, or what's the best chance to get the interview? When they send that wider net. Anyways, I hope this video was helpful to you guys. It's just something that I learned personally. Unfortunately, I was closer towards the end, but my friends ended up applying way earlier, and I saw some of them who didn't even have better stats than I did, but they were getting interviews. And then, you know, obviously I talked to some advisors, etc., and they started telling me this tip. And then when I was on the admissions committee as well for one of the programs that I was at, I was told firsthand, the earlier the better. I said, okay, how many interviews are we setting out? They said, well, in the very beginning, we like to send, a bunch and see how much we fill. Because think about it, even if you send out 400 in the very beginning, of those 400, you might even accept 200 of those students, right? So if you say, well, maybe not 200, that's like unrealistic, but say you send out 400 and you like 200 of those students and you send out 200 acceptances, and I mean acceptance letters, and only 150, instead of 100, but only 150 actually accept it. So now you had 200 available spots, you filled out 150. Now we're already in mid-July and there's only 50 spots left to be filled, right? If there's only 50 spots left to be filled in July, August, whatever time frame it is, you're not going to send out a lot. And so now this whole 400 to 200 to 100 to 50 or whatever invitations that we're sending out, it now changes. Because the first group, we got so many, we're just going to do 400. We're going to skip the 200, just send out 100, then start sending 50, 50, 50 at a time. So now it's a less opportunity. So the key thing is you have to apply early if you want the best shot of getting accepted into medical school. All right, guys, drop any comments or likes down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you have any video ideas, please let me know. I'm still evolving this channel and I'm looking to, just put out the information that I know, the experience that I have and that my friends have. This is all a collective. So I'll see you guys next time.